and getting a taste of what a speakership under President-elect Trump will look like. Also, maybe a speakership under Elon Musk. Is Speaker Johnson can keep his job because it's very much up in the air right now. Elon Musk led a Twitter rebellion that helped kill a deal that Speaker Johnson had made to keep the government operating and funding. Politico put it best. Speaker Mike Johnson finds himself mired in a total S storm, rhymes with spit storm, facing down the threat of a government shutdown and demands from an incoming president that he cannot easily deliver on. With us now is Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois. He is the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Senate Majority Whip, the waiting days of the Senate Majority for Democrats. Senator, thank you very much for being with us. As you stand there this morning, what's the status of this deal, now non-deal?
I wish I knew. I could just tell you that for months we've been trying to craft a bipartisan compromise to avoid a government shutdown and to fund some critical areas of government spending. We had an agreement. Of course, you just described accurately what happened to it last night. I hope the agreement moves forward. It was a good way to make sure that we don't face a financial disaster in this country.
This was an agreement forged by the Republican House Speaker, Mike Johnson, a deal he made with Democrats. Now that President-elect Trump and Elon Musk have pulled the rug out from under him, do you think Democrats should go back to the table and renegotiate?
Well, I think we have an agreement. There's no reason to renegotiate it. And it takes Democrats, it takes a bipartisan approach to solve this problem. That's the reality. It isn't though Speaker Johnson can just issue some sort of proclamation. He needs the votes to pass it on the floor of the House of Representatives, and we do in the Senate. We carefully crafted a bipartisan compromise. We ought to move forward with it.
Are you saying that deal or no deal?
Well, at this point, there is no other deal. And this compromise, this bipartisan compromise, I think was sensible. There are elements in here that are absolutely essential that go beyond a simple continuing resolution. Disaster assistance is one of them. And it's a bipartisan request from across the country, from Hawaii all the way through North Carolina and Florida, where devastating natural disasters have really cost the local economy in a terrible way. So we're moving forward to do the responsible thing, to rebuild the bridge in Baltimore, for example, and that has to be included in this agreement. It is, and should be.
We've heard from some Republicans this morning, and some who support what Elon Musk and President-elect Trump are doing, saying there was stuff in that deal we just can't accept. It was a bad deal. That's not what the American people want.
A compromise will always include elements that you personally don't endorse. That's the nature of a compromise, give and take. And the reality of this situation is we reached that bipartisan compromise. We should have moved forward and passed it last night. I hope we return to it today.
It included a pay raise for members of Congress, which is something that it's easy to pick on for a lot of people.
Well, of course it is. Of course it is. And one of your reporters stopped me in the hall and said, "Tell me about the congressional pay raise." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." I had no idea that that was going to be included. It's a cost of living adjustment. Members of Congress have not had a COLA in 15 years. 15 years. And this is a modest increase. I talked to my wife this morning. I said, don't count on ever receiving it, but it is included in the early draft of the compromise.
What do you think this episode, this last 12, 24 hours, tells us about what this next Trump presidency will be and the power maybe that Elon Musk will wield?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a serious mistake if we give that kind of authority and power to someone who is not elected and is going to dictate. I wonder why Mr. Musk, who I've met several times, fails to remember that when Tesla was about to fail as a company, he turned in desperation to the Obama administration and had hundreds of millions of dollars given to him in a loan so that Tesla could succeed, and it did, and I'm glad it did. But the fact of the matter is there was a moment in time when his private company needed help.
You are finishing up your chairmanship, this current version of your chairmanship of the Judiciary Committee, and you are proud of your accomplishments in terms of confirming judges under the Biden presidency.
Yes, I am. And I can tell you that if we approve the 2 judges on the calendar today, 235 federal judges will be filling vacancies because of action taken in the last 4 years. Over 85% of them were on a bipartisan roll call. These are quality individuals, women and men, who will make a difference.
Senator Dick Durbin, we appreciate your time this morning. I would say get home safely for the holidays, but you may have a lot to do between now and then. So good luck over the next several hours.
Thanks a lot.
Sarah?
Good to be